Yo, what's going on, my print peeps? Thank you for checking back in. For those of you who are new, my name is Dave with Diversity Print. This is going to be like a part one or a short version of this sleeve palette. We will include an extended version. It goes more in depth in like the thickness of this. It goes more in depth in installing it, and then we just talk about our review on it, kind of like our feelings, our positives and negatives about it. It goes more in depth of the thickness this can go, and the thickness of the platens, and just alternative methods on how to install this on aluminum pallets, as well as like MDF pallets. So we're going to do this on an aluminum pallet, and then you can kind of get the idea on how to do it on an MDF pallet if you have those. If you need more information about that and all the other specifics that go into it, be on the lookout for the extended version. It's going to be a lot more extensive. Okay, so on this video is just real short. Hopefully, you're going to get the sleeve palette. This is like for sleeves. It could be a left chest palette, a koozie palette, which is what we are going to use it for, and because it's the perfect size for that. A nape palette, or the inside tag. It has many uses for these. So you get the palette here, you get the knobs, you get two knobs, and then you get two serrated flange. I think that's what it's called, serrated flange nuts. I think I'm going to opt out and get the nylon nut. Go out to the store and buy some nylon serrated nuts. But that's what you get. What you're going to probably need is some pliers, or some kind of wrench, and that's pretty much it. So what you want to do before you attach the knobs and the nuts onto the pallet, you're going to want to loosen them up, and then you're going to want to fix them onto the pallet, and then we'll kind of lift this up to keep it level, and then we're going to tighten them down, hand tighten. So now that that's hand tightened, let's take you underneath and show you the next step. Okay, so now we have you underneath here, and the next step you're going to want to do is you're going to take the nuts. We're going to actually put these upside down. So we're not going to put them as normally you would put the flange side up, but we're going to do it in reverse, because the knob that we're going to fix on there is going to be on the bottom side. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the nut on, right? So now that you have it on there, you don't want to tighten it. So now what I want to do is I want to turn this maybe a full turn, and it's going to be about 2 threads. And the same thing we'll do this one. We'll turn this a full turn. And let's see, we got about 2 threads right there. So now that we're done here, I'm gonna hold the top portion. I'm gonna hold it with my hand on the top. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna loosen the bolt. Okay, not the nut. We're gonna loosen the bolt. And you wanna spin it slowly. Be careful not to turn the nut and change its position. And we'll tell you why we're doing this here in a second. All right. So now that we have that, we're going to remove. All right, so we're going to zoom it. We're going to go out a little bit more. And this is just so our finger can fit in here. So the next thing you want to do is you want to, because this nut is loose, the bolt and the nut are independent of each other. So if you move one or move the other, they'll both independently move. So what you want to do is you want to get a finger onto the threaded part, and then onto the nut, so that neither one of them move. And then you're going to get your your knob, and you're going to want to turn it on there. Now you'll just want to do it until it stops at the nut. All right, and so once it's there, we're going to hold that, and then we'll tighten the knob, just hand tighten, just so it doesn't move. All right, and so now we're gonna do the same thing to the other side. We're gonna put our finger on the threaded part, and then we're gonna put our other finger on the nut, and this is just so they do not move independent of each other. We're gonna take our knob and go all the way until it stops, and then we'll take our hand and we'll just hand tighten it. Now that they're hand tightened, they're good to go. So we're not good to go, but good to tighten up. So now what we're going to do is we're going to grab the knob and then grab the nut with the wrench, and then we will just turn them onto each other. Just like that. Nice firm. It doesn't have to be that tight, but just nice firm. And we'll do the same to this one. We'll turn the nut and the knob against each other and do a nice firm fit. Just like that. So the reason why we unscrewed this is so that because the nut here was flush against the bottom of the pallet, we still want to turn it to tighten it, right? To get a fully tightened, full tight underneath the pallet here. So we want to be able to move that nut a little further away from here so we have room to turn and tighten it. And we'll show you that here in a second. So let's go ahead and go back underneath. We'll place this onto the pallet. And then okay, so now that we are underneath the pallet here, we're gonna go ahead and close these up. All right, and so that is just until it stops. So now I have a little bit more to turn and tighten onto the bottom of the platen. And so that'll give me an extra little bit of room. And so now this is tight. It's not coming off. Okay, it's nice and tight on the top. So step one will be to put the pallet sleeve or the sleeve pallet onto your press. Screw the screws until it stops, just until it stops, and then put the nuts on just until it stops, and then unscrew them about a full turn, probably about 2 or 3 threads, and then put your knobs on and tighten the nuts to the knobs, right? Turn them onto each other, and then you can put your pallet back on, and you should be good to go, because now you'll have a gap there so that you can have enough turns to actually tighten this down here. And that's pretty much it. That's how it goes. If you have anything else, you can probably figure it out on your own from just that. And if you have MDF, you'll do the same thing, except it's just going to be a little wider. So if you have aluminum and you have MDF, I would set these up for aluminum. That way, if you have MDF, you're going to have a lot more space, right? So the wood the MDF is probably 1/2 inch, right? Even if it's 3/4 inch, it'll be right here, and you will still be able to screw it down, and you'll have, boom, that's tight right there, and you'll have a whole lot more threads left. Okay, so set it up for aluminum first, and then it'll be good to go for both aluminum and MDF. If you just have aluminum, then you don't have to worry about it. If you just have MDF, then just set it up for MDF. So that's pretty much it. Really simple. Again, there were no instructions, so in case you need a little instruction, that's pretty much how I did it. Now, if there's a different way you're supposed to do it, or you can do it, leave it down in the comments. Let everybody know. And that's it. And then, I don't know, can you see this? It just goes on. Nice fit for koozies. Okay. I have this here. Look at the extended version. We'll show you what we do with this to help you in case you have MDF pallets. Something like that will help you out. Anyway, hope this video helped. If you like to give it a thumbs up. If you did not like it, let me know as always by giving it a thumbs up. Share it with somebody who you may think this will help out. Do you have these pallets? Do you like them? I don't know. I think I'm going to get, if I start doing a lot of one print, screen print koozies, I may get one for each pallet. That way it's more, a little faster. And then I can just have somebody pulling them off, putting them into the dryer, and putting another one on while I just print. And you'll need somebody to help you. go a lot faster. But if you're just doing it by yourself, I think just one pallet will be fine. Maybe you can put two together, set up your screen, and then you can do two, maybe three. Well, I think three will fit on here if you wanted to do three at a time. So anyway, hopefully this helped you out. Hope you're having a good day printing. We'll talk to you on the next one. Until then, peace.